sweet. Oh, look at this one. Road. See that
Wonder what
one?
that big white tub's on there for.
They're probably building under there.
We're once again on the Johnson Street Bridge, which will turn into Johnson Street. Every gold rush town had a street like Johnson Street, and always on the edge of town. This is where the dance halls, gambling halls, and saloons were. Basically, all the fun places. Johnson Street was once known for having the roughest and rowdiest saloons in Victoria. Bar fights were commonplace, and thieves often took advantage of drunk patrons staggering from bar to bar looking for their next pint. These thieves would hit their targets on the back of the head to knock them out, and then empty their pockets.
Louise, eh?
On your left is the Archgate for Market Square. Just inside, you'll find a spacious, open-air courtyard surrounded by historic brick and beam buildings. Sailors and lumberjacks used to come to Market Square looking for fun on their days off. Today, this lower part of Johnson Street is known as the trendy Lojo shopping district, with the bright historic buildings housing many one-of-a-kind boutique shops and local designers. Since it is quite small now, you may be surprised that it used to be the largest in North America until 1902. Victoria's Chinatown is now a National Historic Site and an enticing neighborhood to explore. Behind the ornamental brick facades facing the street, you'll find a maze of alleys, tiny courtyards, and mysterious backdoor entryways decorated with ancient Chinese signs and symbols. Some of these back doors lead to stores or tea houses. Others used to be secret entrances to the district's notorious opium parlors and gambling clubs. We'll find out more about that later. Coming up on your left, a brilliant red triple gate with pagoda roofs called the Gates of Harmonious Interest marks the entrance to Victoria's Chinatown. Legend has it that the hand-carved stone lions to either side will spring to life if they're ever needed.
It's not a big place, I don't think. Vancouver has a huge Chinatown.
Rice factory, an iron factory, train yards, a brewery, and even a secret distillery. If any of you are a fan of Lucky Lager, you'll fit right in with the locals. Lucky Lager is by far the most popular beer on the island, and up until 1982, we used to have our very own Lucky Brewery. Now the beer is manufactured in Alberta, but that hasn't stopped Victorians from continuing to claim it as their own. At one time, Chinatown had over 150 commercial businesses of its own. Besides shops and restaurants, there were laundries, farms, and even 2 opera houses. And you may be surprised to learn that just over 100 years ago, the most lucrative legitimate businesses were opium factories, of which Chinatown had over a dozen.
Crazy, eh?
And your camera's out. On the right, look closely for a street sign that says Fantan Alley. This crowded byway is North America's narrowest commercial street, measuring a little over 1 meter or around 4 feet wide at either end. The alley got its name from a Chinese gambling game called Fantan.
I think that was
Fantan Alley and others like it once sheltered opium and gambling dens from view. Opium may have been legal at the turn of the century, but gambling was absolutely not. Even so, many alley buildings had gambling dens tucked away on the upper floors. Whenever the police appeared, the gamblers vanished through trapdoors in the floor. Up ahead, we have more important Chinatown buildings. Today, these buildings still house many clubs and associations that the Chinese people started in the early days. Although not obvious to the eye, the Chinese temple can be seen on your left, hidden on the top floor of an unassuming building. More visible is the Chinese school. It is the oldest of its kind in Canada, and today anyone is welcome to come here for lessons in Cantonese or Mandarin.
There you go, Vaughn. You can learn Cantonese or Mandarin. Look at Vaughn on the left. Vaughn, look, look. She said on the left.
Look across to the large imposing building on the left. This is called the Hudson. Today, this is a luxury condo complex with the Victoria Public Market on the ground floor. Here you'll find a mix of permanent shops and eateries, and there are visiting farmers and artisan stalls most days of the week. Unveiled in 1965, the fountain was a gift from Victoria's neighboring municipalities. In the center of the fountain lies 3 monoliths, each depicting phases of life. Each monolith faces the municipality that funded it. Esquimalt symbolizes creation and protection. Oak Bay symbolizes youth and growth. And Sanages symbolizes morality and a man's struggle against evil.
Chinatown's easiest for us to walk to and find it and check it out on our own. That way, that one. Vaughn? So let's see. At least we get a tour, which is nice. Good tour. Vaughn? Huh?
Look to your left for a front-facing view of the magnificent Empress Hotel. Designed in 1908 by architect Francis Rattenbury, the Empress is known for accommodating high-profile guests including John Travolta, Harrison Ford, and Queen Elizabeth.
That will go on.
Another Rattenbury design, we're now passing the legislature buildings, which were established here in 1898. This stately complex reminds us that we are in the capital of British Columbia. Daily tours give you an opportunity to learn about Canada's parliamentary system and experience the incredible mosaics, marble, and woodwork inside.
I didn't know they had tours there. Huh, Vaughn? The IMAX has a show on dinosaurs. Get out of the sun a bit now, eh?
Next, we will stop at the steamship terminal, another building designed by Francis Rattenbury. Ferries run from here to the United States with connections to Port Angeles and Seattle. Be sure to check out the lovely Robert Bateman Gallery, which showcases the natural world through incredible artwork. Just a few short steps past the Clipper Terminal, you will find the beginning of the David Foster Walkway, a lovely waterfront trail that takes you to Fisherman's Wharf, one of Victoria's most popular attractions. This stop, Steamship Terminal.
This is a restaurant Vaughn and I ate at last night. It's called Bellevue. Wow, look at it, Vaughn. It's packed.
Yeah.
Up ahead on the left, you'll find the Pendray Tea House and Inn, a beautiful and historic building bought by William Pendray in 1890. This tea house used to be the Pendray family mansion and later a boarding school for girls until it became a hotel in 1980. While most hotels have spent millions on modernizing, the Pendray Inn has done the opposite. Sticking to its history, the inn invites those who would like to experience a blast from the past and indulge in the slower pace of times before. The Coast Guard doesn't participate in military activity. We leave that to our Canadian Navy, whose West Coast base is just across the water in Esquimalt. But still, the Coast Guard plays an important role ensuring the safety and enforcement of regulations for all vessels traveling on the water. We're about to pass the Ogden Point breakwater. The breakwater is a designated marine sanctuary, and Ogden Point is a mecca for cold water diving with a whole other world just under the waves. It isn't unusual to see divers braving the cold waters to observe octopus, wolf eels, rockfish, giant kelp, and other sea creatures.
Imagine riding on that. Check.
This stop, Ogden Point. Hop off here to walk down the breakwater and experience the magnificent Unity Wall mural. Unwind by the seaside and keep your eyes peeled for seals poking their heads above the water. Ogden Point, this stop. A dozen youth artists. Divided into 3 phases, the Unity Wall mural tells the story of Indigenous people and their relationship with the natural world, and displays the relationship between First Nations and settlers since the founding of Victoria in 1850. The Unity Wall mural was painted on both sides of the Ogden Point breakwater. The stone pathway juts 800 meters, or just under half a mile, out into the water with an iconic lighthouse at the tip. It is a favorite walking place for locals who aren't afraid to take a stroll here in any weather. Standing out there on the breakwater, when the wind picks up and the rain starts falling, breathing in the salty air and feeling the chill on your face is a true taste of the Pacific Northwest. As you can see, Vancouver Island is surrounded by breathtakingly beautiful scenery, mountain vistas, ocean views, rocky shores, and old-growth rainforests. Birdwatchers can spy over 380 species, including bald eagles, herons, skylarks, plovers, trumpeter swans, and Pacific loons. The spring and fall migrations are glorious. Victoria is blessed with a sub-Mediterranean climate, the mildest climate in Canada. Our climate is so mild that you can walk, hike, bike, sail, or play golf year-round. Fishing is of course a popular sport here too, with plenty of halibut, cod, and salmon. This area has plenty of beaches, and we encourage you to join the locals there and put your toes in the sand, weather permitting of course. It does get very windy here. While most prefer to watch the stormy seas from a cozy cafe, more daring Victorians can be seen out sailing or kiteboarding. If you want to get into the water, don't go without a wetsuit. A current sweeps Arctic water down from the Gulf of Alaska and along the Pacific coast of Vancouver Island. That usually keeps our water temperatures below 11 degrees Celsius. For our American friends, that's 52 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll soon reach beautiful Beacon Hill Park. Beacon Hill Park originated as a farm run by the Hudson's Bay Company. Today, it is almost 200 acres of wild areas and landscape gardens open to the public. This is Victoria's biggest, most treasured green space, with hiking trails through the woods and along the shore, playing fields, tennis courts, and a traditional cricket green. The park is also a haven for native plants, including beautiful, sprawling Gary oak trees, some of which may be over 400 years old. They used to grow all over this region, but now they're endangered. In summertime, look for free, family-friendly concerts at the park's bandshell. And for the kids on board, Beacon Hill Park has 2 playgrounds and a petting farm enjoyed by all ages. Our bus will stop at the popular petting farm, where you can get to know some friendly goats, miniature horses, fancy birds, and pot-bellied pigs. Throughout the park, you'll see squirrels scurrying about, and turtles and ducks in the many ponds, as well as other birds nestling in the magnificent trees. Enjoyed as a park by Victorians and visitors since 1858, this is a favorite place for Victorians year-round. In the springtime, these hillsides are clothed in the beautiful blue hue of camas flowers. Camas has a starchy edible bulb that was cultivated, harvested, and prepared by the local First Nations as a very important food source. The slopes of Beacon Hill also hold cultural significance as an ancient burial ground. You can still see the rock burial cairns used to mark some of the graves. This landscape has been shaped by human hands for thousands of years. We're about to stop at the petting farm, where friendly goats and many other farm animals are waiting to greet you. This stop, Beacon Hill Park. Hop off here to visit the city's biggest green space. Beacon Hill Park has something for everyone. Watch a game of cricket, or hike along the coastline and take in the beautiful ocean vistas towards the Olympic Peninsula. There are no admission fees anywhere in the park. Beacon Hill Park. This stop.
Cool,